Hello, guys. So today we are here with David Finneran. David's been a client of mine for about 2 or 3 months, right?
Yep.
And I just thought of bringing him here just to kind of explain explain you primarily, his experience with me, kind of what I've done for his company and where he was, where he's at right now. So, David, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
So, very quickly for the viewers who don't know you, who are you and what do you do?
Yeah, so obviously name's David. I guess you might have seen it on the operator on Twitter or something if you know me from there before. We run a seven-figure call center agency, also run a couple different companies, Affinity Sales Training that um, has placed over 2,000 sales reps into different companies and places all around the globe. And then we also have an AI company, which is part of the pipeline generator. And yeah, we run that AI, lots of call center stuff, lead generation, that type of space. And been in the operation space for 2.5 years, I'd say, at least.
You guys have to understand that David is super humble, but he actually won Best CEO Award of the Year 2025, so we have to acknowledge that. And yeah, so next question, kind of walk us through where were you before we started working together and kind of where you are now and like the difference in terms of offer, revenue, operations, stuff like that.
Yeah, so obviously I have a background in operations, so it wasn't a super what I thought wasn't a super huge need. It was more so that I myself, if to grow a company, like you can't be in the operations seat all the time.
Yeah.
And that's what I realized is just like, look, although I am good at operations, it doesn't make sense for me as the CEO to be managing the operations on a day-to-day basis, setting up all this type of stuff, especially if it's highly technical. It's not really a high use of my time. And so that's why we brought Luca in and kind of got him to kind of do his analysis of everything that's going on in the back end, from top of funnel to back end operations, fulfillment, everything, reporting. And kind of had him cook up the systems that he wanted to cook up for us. And yeah, it was a huge help because for me to do that type of stuff, obviously it would have taken a while because I have to look after so much other stuff, but also it's just there would have been a lot of opportunity costs missed out on from me trying to do that at the same time as well.
Right, just about building, having that can build the technical side of the business so that you can focus on working on the business rather than constantly, burning out in day-to-day operations and also team members, for example, Jersey, who is David's assistant for the viewers. I remember she was stuck like just filling out end of day reports for all the clients every single day. That took a lot of time, right? So it's good that you
Yeah,
managed to do that as well now and automated the process for her.
yeah.
Cool. So if you had to like summarize very quickly what's been the single biggest benefit that you noticed from working together, what would that be?
Yeah, I've worked with a ton of operators, operations people, whatever you want to say. I think there's a lot of talented operations people out there for sure. The biggest difference that I see is the ones who are proactive, self-led, and kind of figure out the issues as you go. And I think that's probably been the biggest benefit is that I know if I give you a problem that you're just going to sit and figure it out and just solve it without having to be like, oh, what about this? Or what about that? What about this? And what if this? And all that type of stuff. And a lot of people use that as an excuse to not get shit done. And really, whenever I give you any type of task or project, it's kind of like, cool. Even if I don't know how to do it, I'll figure out how to do it and put it in. It's, nothing's impossible. So that type of attitude and speed is definitely the biggest differentiator of people that I've worked with.
Yeah. Yeah, that's something for sure that I always, try to do with every single client, just speed. Because as a business owner myself, I understand when I come into a business, the importance of speed and moving quickly. So it's something that I always try to focus on. Okay. And in general, there are a lot of business owners out there who think that their main issue, the main cause for why they're not growing is, a bad offer or lack of a solid client acquisition channel, maybe, or stuff like that, even if they're at 100K a month, say, right? What would you say to those business owners who are neglecting their ops and kind of like their systems and backend processes?
Yeah, one, you're probably neglecting a lot of growth, potential growth, and at the very least stress. The other thing is, I don't think you realize how bad your operations are until you actually take a step back. You know, it's very normal for you to be so used to running in your business that you don't realize what's necessarily wrong from an outside perspective. And even if you came into your own business, you'd probably be like, "Why are you doing it that way?" But you're so used to doing it in the habit of running it the way it is, um, that it misses that type of stuff. So I would say, even just having someone look at the business and be like, this is wrong. You'll be like, "Oh, I didn't even think of that." And you would have if you looked at anyone else's business. So just having an outside perspective, not only willing to point that out, but also fix them too without you having to do so is super valuable.
Yeah, a lot of business owners are just so used to having everything in their head, right? Like, no, and nothing is put down, no documentations, no SOPs, nothing, right? And as you said, when you're just used to running your business that way, it's very easy to think, oh, it's something else, you know. But it might be actually that, it might be that the bottleneck is you, you know, as the founder.
It is, yeah. Almost always it is, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And final question, what would you say to anyone who's thinking to work with Advealth?
I mean, there's literally no risk. I mean, why not just look at get an outside perspective and see if there is anything wrong in the first place? Like, there's nothing to lose. And you know, worst case, you get an outside perspective, see what's wrong with the business, and you know, maybe get your team to fix it. Best case, you get it solved for you, which is always a better use of your time. It's just paying for people to do it that know it better than you. So that would be my advice.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much, David. Where can people find you?
David, I think it's David underscore Finneran on pretty much all platforms.
Okay, so I'm gonna leave his links down in the description below. And guys, thank you very much for being here. If you have any questions whatsoever, just drop them down below and I'll make sure to get back to you. Okay, that's a wrap. Thank you, David.
Awesome, no problem.